Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. What's up? What's popping? Dumalang Lekai. Today's video is gonna be on. It's actually a story time. If you've watched my previous video, you're gonna see hints of what I told you in this video. Well, Jesus, an airplane just like that out of the blue. It's actually huge. But anyway, moving on. Ignore the sounds, disturbance as usual. Okay, so once upon a time. No, really, for real though. This happened while I was still in Botswana and I was 12 years old. You know, growing up, I had like parents who did not like me to eat a lot of sweets. So me being the rebel that I was, I would buy and snacks like sweets, Yogeta, toffees, all kinds of candy and crisps you can think of. So I was living in Sleepy Peak at the time in phase 2, and I had this best friend. Her name was Milika, and we would like go to this small supermarket which was near our house, so it's like a walking distance. And usually every day I have like pocket money because I was doing my chores, so I was paid, and my mom would pay me about 5 bula at the time. Thinking about it, it was a lot of money to me as a child. 5 bula was like huge. So, and sweets and snacks were so cheap at the time. You could get anything you wanted with no hassle. So my favorite sweet at that time was Yogeta. You know how Yogeta was? I don't know if they still sell Yogeta now, but Yogeta was my number one. My OG, my everything as a child. So I would buy a batch of Yogetas in a plastic bag and like all kind of sweets, and I would come with them at home and sneak them inside the house. So my stupid self thought I was being clever, and I was starting to eat one while I was walking back home from the store with my friend. So I decided to remove that stick you hold while you're sucking the sweet. So I was like, let me be clever, and remove the stick so that my mom and dad won't know that I was eating a sweet and just have it in my mouth. So I did that all the way, walking home, with my friend, we're chatting, we're having fun, and everything was cool. Yeah? I got home, but the gate, I was panicking. I was like, okay, my dad is gonna find out that I've been eating sweets. Because I was banned from, not banned really, but I was told not to eat sweets because I had rotten teeth at the time and I couldn't care less. Okay? I was a rebel, I was saying, I don't care, I want to do whatever I want, it's my life, it's my teeth, I don't care what happens to them. So my stupid butt decided to just remove the stick. The moment I got at the gate, I removed the stick. And you know how huge that Yogeta is? And it wasn't small, it was like this big, So I removed the stick and put the sweet on the side of my mouth so that my parents don't figure out that I'm eating Yogeta. I walk inside the door and I was like playing with it inside my mouth, moving it from one side to the other. And that was not a great idea. That's when the mistake happened. I walk in, my mom and dad are there, and I'm like, shit. Ooh, crap. They're gonna tell me off, you know. And having African parents sometimes is scary because you don't know what they're gonna tell you, or what they're gonna say to you, or what they're gonna do to you. So I was like, okay, let me just pretend like I'm going to the kitchen, you know. So I had the sweet on the side of my mouth, and I was thirsty at the same time. Bad combination, obviously. I was like, okay, let me walk to the kitchen and pretend like nothing's happening. I walk to the kitchen, I get a glass of water, and I took a small sip. When I mean a small sip, I just mean like just a tiny little small sip, okay? I took the water and swallowed the water. Out of the blue, the sweet just went down my throat. And I was like panicking. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. Whoo! Thank God my sister was walking from the laundry room, and she passed me by the kitchen. The minute she was walking by the passage, she could see that I was struggling. I was not moving. I was like, my eyes were like out there and I couldn't breathe. She turned her head and was like, yo, Kito, what's up? What's poppin'? What's going on? And I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then my mom and dad saw me. They're all like panic mode. Like I fell on the ground. You know that thing where you're like, this is it. I'm going to die right now here and there because of my stupidity of lying to my parents. This is what I'm getting. I was like, okay, I can't die right now. I can't. Thank God my mom and dad know CPR and they're nurses. So my dad just did this whole thing where like pushing my stomach in. Like I gagged like the whole time. Everything. I puked like, sorry TMI, but I puked and the sweet came out. Like it was stuck on my throat, okay? I could not breathe. I was like on the floor, lying on the floor like this, like literally gasping for air. And I was thinking, this is it. I won't be able to get married. Like that's what I was thinking. I won't be having kids anytime soon. What if I die here? And you know how slow the ambulances are in Bhutan sometimes. Even if you call the ambulance, it's gonna like take more than 10 minutes for it to come. And I was scared for my life. I was dying there on the spot, and there was nothing I could do about it. My mom and dad were like pushing my stomach, trying to bring it back to my mouth. Like I started gagging. My dad literally went on my back and like literally pushed everything out, and it came out. It fell on the ground, and I was like, oh, I could breathe once again. You know that moment you realize, thank you Jesus for saving me. That's the moment I had. Like, ooh, Ever since that day, that was the last time I stopped eating Yogeta. And then I went to the hospital, they checked my throat, and there was like scarring on my throat because the sweet was so hard. And I still have problems with my throat sometimes, and they like flare up, but I'm okay now. And I have stopped eating suckers. I don't eat sweets like this anymore. And if I do eat one, I do not remove it from the stick because I've learnt my lesson, and I will never repeat that moment again. Because I want to live. Whoo! That was it. And I think my friend was there when the whole commotion happened. She even got scared and she walked back home. She was visiting me at the time. So she went home and never came back. So after the following day, I obviously went to the hospital. They checked me and the scarring, and like I said, everything was okay, but it was just sore for a few days, and I couldn't swallow properly for a few days. But weeks later, I got better, and here I am now. So, look, guys, do not be clever, okay? Kids out there, please be careful when you're eating your sweets, and not be a rebel and think you know everything and become Mr. Know-it-all, Mrs. Know-it-all, because if you do, this is what happens. I've learned it the hard way, and I will never repeat it. I'm now, even to this day, scared of the sweets. I don't care how small the sucker is. I don't care how big it is. I will never, ever come close to those things. Never. So anyway, that's the story time, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share if you want, and that's it. Peace. I'm out.